Is IVK okay? Okay, so it's not me. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna try something real quick though, and if that don't work, all right. If it ain't bothering y'all, all right. Fuck it then. All right. So the TBS deal with I'm gonna lotion up while while we're talking about this. So the the TBS deal. So it's looking like WWE might take another wrestling TV deal. If you don't know, NWA, they had a deal with CW, and apparently, like CW really wanted a wrestling company. I'm not sure if it was more so the mistakes that NWA made. If you don't know, they had some wild thing. I think it was at their pay per view where like the camera just cut to like this dude with some hookers and like some cocaine laying around, and it was right after they announced that they had signed a network deal with CW, and then like maybe what a week or so, or maybe even a couple days after, it came out that NXT is moving to the CW. Now it's seeming like we get something similar. I believe that Friday Night SmackDown is now going to USA Network, and for the first time in what, like 20 something years, um, Monday Night Raw won't be on it won't be on USA Network anymore, and they're shopping for a new channel, and it's looking like they may take AEW spot in TNT, bro. I feel like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like WWE has done stuff with TNT before. Like this don't feel like the first time. I may be completely wrong on that, but I know that they want a wrestling company. I know that they want to work with wrestling business. And let's be honest, if you had to work with AEW and Tony Khan and the EVPs and the garbage wrestling, and you could tell, you know who I got that from when I say the garbage wrestling, and the F words and the lack of viewership, ratings dropping, the ticket sales are low, the backstage drama, or would you rather deal with WWE, in which the show is very boring? Don't get me wrong. Like Monday Night Raw is very boring, but it's it draws money. It gets money. It's a guarantee, like it's guaranteed bag, and we don't know. It's always something new with AEW in backstage. So like I don't know how, I won't pretend to know how things go on backstage. I won't pretend to know how things go on these board meetings and how these networks think. But just like common sense, you drove your biggest star out of your company. You lost your biggest star for these people who don't draw you any money. The Young Bucks. They're not selling merch. The Young Bucks. They're not relevant. The Young Bucks. And their TV is not that good. And actually, they're detrimental to ratings. Like ratings drop when the Young Bucks are on TV, and you chose them. I'm sorry, I didn't lotion up before this. You chose them over somebody who's the top merch seller. If he didn't gain ratings, he definitely didn't lose them. And someone who they were so confident in that we're going to give him his own show, and not just give him his own show on Saturday. You know how confident you got to be in somebody to give them a show on Saturday? Whether it's wrestling, football, basketball, whatever. To have a weekly show that airs on Saturdays, and like you're up against it. Like you're so up against it to the point where I'm thinking like, are they trying to sabotage CM Punk? Like, give him his own show on possibly the worst night to have your own show, other than Mondays during the football season. But, you know, I believe Punk when he said what dude calls him, one Bill Phil. And they lost CM Punk. And now the ratings on Collision are as low as ever. Business is not booming for AEW unless it's a pay-per-view. That's the one thing AEW can hold their hat on. They sell a lot of pay-per-views. They do great with pay-per-views. Whether it's Wembley, whether it's Full Gear, whether it's Double or Nothing, even All Out or All In. All Out? Yeah, All Out did great with Chicago. The night before CM Punk got fired. Like, they do great with pay-per-views because it's one thing to, you know, these diehard fans, like, you know what's so funny about the whole CM Punk and AEW situation? The people who die hard for AEW, the people who cape for AEW so hard, 10, 12 years ago were caping and die hard for CM Punk. They were booing and, you know, like, giving John Cena so much crap about him, like his whole thing. And those are the same people you see pay $50 a month to see these Full Gear pay-per-views, these the Double or Nothings. They love to see that Hangman Adam Page is spitting up blood or drinking blood and spitting it out. They love to see somebody take 50 neck breakers and still get up and, you know, basically be Super Cena, ironically. So I think that's what's so ironic about it. But when you have those people, you know, how many times do you see kids in the AEW, like, how many times do you see kids in the AEW crowd? How many times do you see women in the AEW crowd? It's about 90% men, and like maybe I don't remember seeing kids. I don't remember seeing a kid when CM Punk retired. I remember seeing hey, what's up, Muhammad? I remember seeing a grown man crying. You know? And these are grown men, so when the time comes to, when the time comes to pay money, they're going to pay money. You know, you're always going to have this core audience. Christian Cage and Adam Copeland got me good. What you mean they got me good? You know, and that's great, but you're always going to keep that. You're always going to have the 800 to 865,000, you know, rating. Like, you're always going to be there, but you're going to be stagnant. You don't want to be stagnant. And that's why I said that, like, CM Punk going to WWE was the death blow. Because think about it. If WWE gets this TV deal with TNT or Warner Bros. Discovery, who gave CM Punk his own show? Who? TNT and Warner Bros. Discovery. So yes, they want to work with WWE because they got one Bill Phil. Who do y'all have? Edge? Triple H said it himself. He never drew a dime. I love Edge. Edge is the first bad guy to make me like a bad guy. But he didn't draw a dime, apparently. He didn't. He's not moving ratings, apparently. He's old. Does anybody think he'll be in AEW in 2 to 3 years? Does anybody think he'll be an AEW player in 2 years? But he's doing the best work on wrestling on your show right now. It's hard to get invested in this shit. It's bad. it is really bad. And the only thing, what's up, Night Owl? The only thing to fix AEW right now is to get Tony Khan up out of there. Is to get Tony Khan up out of there. He has to take a step back, put his baby into somebody with experience, somebody with cachet, somebody who can lead a locker room, because you fumbled your bag. You fumbled. You already took the death blow. AEW will never be as big as WWE. It'll never be as big as WWE. That died when CM Punk. That died when CM Punk came out on Survivor Series. Because WWE is going to prove that no matter where, he's not the toxic one. WWE is going to prove that CM Punk is not the toxic one. You guys were. Even if that's not true, which I believe it is true, even if it's not true, that CM Punk is, even if you like, we're going to prove that CM Punk can't be worked with. He's not some locker room cancer. And we're going to make the most amount of money with him. So, AEW, like, and guess what? Cody Rhodes is going to main event night 2. CM Punk is going to main event night 1. What do those two people have in common? You think Jade Cargill is not going to be at Mania? What do those three have in common? AEW failed all 3 of them. Tony Khan failed all 3 of them. The Elite failed all 3 of them. And I don't actively root against AEW. Like, it takes too much energy to be a hater, bro. It just does. It just does. Like, I don't hate AEW. I hate how they did CM Punk. I can't get down with how they did CM Punk. They did him dirty. I do like to see their fans go through it. And cope and all this and that. But I hope AEW succeeds. I like having something to look forward to on Wednesdays. I like having some wrestling to watch on Sundays because I'm not watching it live on Saturdays. But I like having some wrestling to watch on Sundays. But it sucks. It sucks. It's not. It's meant for such a niche audience. And you know what? If that's your goal, fine. But you will never be number 1. So stop trying to act like you are trying to be number 1. CM Punk told you. You can't compete with WWE. Stop trying to. So now they took 3 of your biggest stars, and now they're about to take your TV deal. So you better listen to the 2 people who tried to help you the most, and you ran out. Because they took your biggest women's, they took one of your best women's stars, they took one of your best faces, and they took your best merchandise mover, your best ratings mover, your biggest draw. And they're going to do better with all 3 of them than y'all did. And that is tough. And I'm not even talking to Tony Khan, Young Bucks, Kenny Omega at this point. I'm talking to the fans, the AEW diehards. I'm talking to Heart Phantom right now. AEW is in a gutter right now. If you want to be ECW, if you want to be New Japan Pro Wrestling, be that. But understand your fucking place at second place.